Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Kraken Packs video. I am your host, Mr. Bevers, and today we're going to continue with the third of Scars of Mirrodin booster box. This video is brought to you by Logan, my patron. Thank you very much, Logan. I really appreciate it. I hope you are putting your discount code to the Nerdvana Store.ca site to good use this month, and if not, let me know, and maybe we can work something out. So, yeah, thanks to him, we can do things like this. So there you go. Let's get right into the second third of this box. If you didn't watch the last video, you should. And let's get going here. Oh. Okay, we've got Vigil for the Lost. So it's a 4 mana cost enchantment. Whenever a creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay X, and if you do, you gain X life. Throne of Geth, which is sacrifice an artifact and proliferate, 2 mana cost artifact. Memnite, which is a nice 0 cost 1/1 artifact. Very good for Storm and things like that. And our rare here is a Darksteel Juggernaut. So, it's a 5 mana cost artifact creature that says its power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you control, and it is indestructible and has to attack each turn if able. So, interesting little card. Let's make sure it's in the frame here. There it is. So it can be fairly big or it can be very small, but it is also indestructible, which means... Oh, jeez. Man, this pack is not coming apart here. Oof. Infiltration Lens, a 1 mana cost artifact equipment that says whenever a creature becomes blocked by a creature, you may draw 2 cards. Slice in Twain. Glimmerpoint Stag, a 3/3 creature for 2 white and 2 generic. Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. This gets you a little blinky blink. And there we go. We have an Etched Champion. So there it is. I'm using the wrong mat, I guess. I have the Etched Champion mat. I should be using that. There it is. So a little 2/2 for 3 that has Metalcraft that says if you control 3 or more, it has protection from all colors. So there you go. Add and an island. The glue on these packs is so old and stiff. Like they're just ripping. Oof. Okay, so we've got another Infiltration Lens, and then we got a Trigon of Mending. So here's the white Trigon. So pay the 2 generic, tap it, remove a counter, and target player gains 3 life. Then we have a Barrage Ogre, which is a 3/3 for 5. Tap it, sacrifice an artifact. Barrage Ogre deals 2 damage to target creature or player. And we got a Venser's Journal. So Venser's Journal is a 5 mana cost artifact that says you have no maximum hand size, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life for each card in your hand. So there you go. And we have a foil here. Ooh, our foil rare is a Grand Arbiter. I don't know, or a Grand Architect, I should say. Grand Architect is an interesting card. I don't know if it's worth anything. I would say that it's probably not. It's a $3 card normally, so the foil might be worth a little bit more. I don't know. I'd have to check. But there you go. So it's a 3 mana cost 1/3 that says other blue creatures you control get +1/+1. Pay a blue. Target artifact creature becomes blue until end of turn. Tap an untapped blue creature you control. Add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Very nice little card. I definitely played that in my blue-black Thopter artifact deck with Time Sieve and Thopter Assembly and good times. Yeah, so $6 is not bad. Viridian Revel. Enchantment, 2 green, 1 generic. Whenever an artifact is put into an opponent's graveyard from battlefield, you may draw a card. Trigon of Thought. There you go. We've got all the Trigons now. The blue one here, which is tap 2, generic, tap it, remove a counter, draw a card. We got Grafted Exoskeleton, 4 mana cost equipment that says equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Infect. Whenever Grafted Exoskeleton becomes unattached from a permanent, sacrifice that permanent. Yeah, because it's grafted on there. You can't really get around it. We got a Dark Slick Shores. Nice. So there you go. This is a nice little, it's about like a $10 land, I think, somewhere in that range. $9 it looks like. So there you go. Nice little $9 land. All right. Oof. Okay, we've got a foil here in this pack. Furnace Celebration, 3 mana cost enchantment for red, 2 red and a generic. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, you may pay 2. If you do, Furnace deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Rust Tick, so a 1/3 creature for 3. You may choose not to untap Rust Tick during your untap step. You can pay 1, tap this card, tap target artifact. It does not untap for as long as Rust Tick remains tapped. And we got a Riddlesmith, so here's the blue creature that benefits from artifacts coming into play. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Lets you loot. And then we got a Leonin Arbiter. So 2/2 mana cost, cat for 2. Sorry, 2/2 cat for 2. Let's get my terminology right. Players can't search their libraries. Any player may pay 2 for that player to ignore this effect until end of turn. And we've got a foil here. A foil Copperhorn Scout. Man, the foiling in this set was just stellar. Just amazing. Looks so beautiful. A 2/2 cat that for 2 that makes player pay 2. 2/2, 2/2, 2/2. All the 2s. Look at this. This just ripped. That's straight up just ripped off the top of the pack. Oh my goodness. Okay. Liquid Metal Coating. Very good artifact from back in the day. 2 mana cost. Tap it. Target permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types until end of turn. Very good for things that you need to blow up and you have a removal for artifact spell. Furnace Celebration and a Palladium Mirror. And we've got a Hand of the Praetors. So there you go. So he's a 3/2 for 4, black and 3 generic, with Infect. Other creatures you control with Infect get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a creature spell with Infect, target player gets a poison counter. Very mean in the Infect deck series. Especially if you're playing a lot of Infect cards. Oof. This glue, though. I swear. Okay, we've got a Bloodshot Trainee. I remember this card being well sought after in Limited as well. So it's a 2/3 for 4, and you can tap it, and it deals 4 damage to target creature. Activate this ability only if this guy's power is 4 or greater. So basically you need to equip him or pump him up. Tangle Angler. So a 1/5 for 4 with Infect. Target creature blocks Tangle Angler this turn if able. So it's basically a 1/5 that you can swing into their, 2/3s, 3/3s, X4s, and be like, those guys are going to get -1/-1 counters now. We got a Trinket Mage. I believe this is something that most of you are probably familiar with. So a 2/2 Human Wizard for 3. And when it comes into the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 1 or less. If you do, reveal that card, put it into your hand. and then shuffle your library. Ah, we got a Kemba, Ka Regent. So 2/4 creature that for each equipment you have at the beginning of your upkeep attached to her, you get a 2/2 white cat. Can be very powerful in the right deck. And a foil? Oh, a foil. Scrap Diver Serpent. Again, the foiling in this set is just beautiful. Like the sun and everything. I don't think the camera really does it justice, but the foiling is just spectacular. Spectacular. All right, that puts us up to, I think, 6 foils so far. Yeah, 6 foils. We got 3 in the last third. Okay. Heavy Arbalist. Twisted Image, 1 mana cost instant. Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Draw a card. Dispense Justice. 3 mana cost instant. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. If you have Metalcraft, target player sacrifices 2 attacking creatures. And our rare here is a Tunnel Ignis. Or Ignis. Tunnel Ignis. So 2/1 for 2. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if that player had another land enter the battlefield under his or her control this turn, Tunnel Ignis deals 3 damage to that player. So it basically shuts off any fetches or anything that puts another land into the battlefield. Doesn't really shut it off, but it makes them take a bit more pain, you know? A bit more pain from those types of things. And as we're all aware, fetches and things like that already cause you some pain. Ugh, look at this. It's just pieces of packaging everywhere. Golem Heart. Ogre Gear Grabber. Darksteel Mirror. So it's an 0/1 for 3, but it's indestructible. Hey, there's the Mirror Battlesphere that we were talking about earlier. There it is. So in the previous video, I mentioned this card. Very good with the Mirror Galvanizer. Due to the fact that you can basically tap all your dudes to give this guy +X, and then you can untap them so that you have them available for other things if needed. So there you go. So it's a 4/7 for 7. When it comes to the battlefield, you get 4 1/1 mirror tokens. When he attacks, you may tap X untap mirror that you control. If you do, Mirror Battlesphere gets +X/+0 until end of turn and deals X damage to defending player. So very nasty. Can be very nasty in the right scenario. No mythics in this third of the box so far. We'll see if we can get another mythic in this box at all. So hopefully that's the case. Oxida Scrap Melter. Oxida. There's 2 D's there. Oxida? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, whatever. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact. Volition Reigns? Volition Reigns, yeah. So 6 mana cost enchantment. Enchant permanent. When Volition Reigns enters the battlefield, if enchanted permanent is tapped, untap it. You control enchanted permanent. Wow. Bellowing Tangleworm. And we got a Grand Architect. So there you go. We know that guy's in the $3 range because we looked at him earlier. We got 2 copies of him from this third of the box. We got 2 packs left here. Oof. Darksteel Axe. There you go. That's the equipment that everybody loved back in the day. 1 mana cost artifact that is indestructible. Pay 2, equip it, gives +2/+0. Glimmerpoint Stag. Darksteel Sentinel. So a 6 mana cost 3/3, but it has flash, and it's indestructible. So you can flash it in on your opponent's turn, block some things, do some funky stuff, who knows. We got a second Darkslick Shores. Wow. So we got 2 Darkslick Shores. Would much rather have preferred this to be one of the other lands, probably. But, hey, you know, blue-black is always a common color that people like to play. So, Not too shabby. Another $10 card, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. I shouldn't complain, let's put it that way. I probably already did complain, and I probably shouldn't. Alright, so it's the last pack. Oh, okay, there we go. Boom. Let's see what this one holds for us. Okay. We got a Abuna Acolyte. 1/1 for 2. Tap it, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt. Tap it, prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt. Target artifact creature this turn. So this is creature or player. This is only creature. Artifact creature. Another Dark Steel Axe. Very good. And there's the Mirror-Smith. So there's the white Smith that says, you know, pay 1, get a 1/1 colorless mirror. And we got a Painful Quandary. 2 black, 3 colorless. Or 2 black, 3 generic, I should say. Enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless he or she discards a card. So, you know. Hey, we got the Death Touch token. There you go. That's probably worth something. Who knows? Anyway, that's not so bad. We got our foil rare in this one. We got 3 foils total. We got a foil rare. We got 2 Dark Slick Shores. That's really the only stuff to note in that. No Asceticism. No Genesis Wave. Nothing like that. So, yeah. So, none of the other high value or, you know, over 5 rares. We got Venser's Journal, though. And the Leonin are $4. So, there you go. And Painful... And, Painful Quandaries, $3. So there you go, we got that. Etched Champion, $3. So there you go. So it's not so bad. Could have been much worse. Could have been much worse. So anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Remember to check out my Patreon below, if you want to have a video shout out for yourself, or if you just want to help keep the Kraken packs alive. Also, I have the nerdvanastore.ca that you should check out as well. The Patreon ranks give you discount codes to the shop, so you can get cards even cheaper than they're already marked down on my site. So go check it out. Go take a look. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.